why does Bitcoin and the Austrian lens not work from your perspective in 2015?
Let's just stay with the economic thing, and I think Austrian economics is fairly clear about it, so this shouldn't be a surprise. Um, but Austrian economics essentially teaches that you need a fixed amount of base money, and that also, and Hayek said that, Mises said that the banking system is what stabilizes the value of a money through the issuance of bank money, as it was called at the time. Now, there are various types of bank money, so it gets very complicated very soon there. And the simple message is that base money needs a fixed quantity. Yeah, and that's very well known in Bitcoin space, but somehow it got lost that for the economy to work, a modern economy to work for division of labor, as it's called, you also need that elastic layer of currency on top of the money. Now, there's a lot of confusion of terms, but essentially that's it. What you need a fixed amount of money stock, and you need a currency for trade and industry, because that's what trade and industry works on, and a breathing, elastic credit money layer. Now, the problem here is, and Austrian economists have always criticized it, that there's a lot of things wrong with how that's done. I hope I was able to get that through across.
Yes,
You can do
please.
many mistakes in building a credit money layer, especially if it's not really a credit money layer, but something which Austrians call fiduciary media, which is a form of money substitute, but a very bad one.
And so, taking that one step further, would it be the case then that Bitcoin cannot survive without an elastic layer of money on top?
Yeah, I mean, here everybody's guess is as good as everybody else's. I think so personally. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I know there are people who say fervently, no, it can just survive as a store of value. If I had to bet against it on a prediction market, I'd say, I don't know, 2/3 that it can't survive, 1/3, yeah, maybe it can survive. But the point really is the money's utility is to be a medium of exchange. Yeah, everybody knows that. It's the primary purpose of money. Yeah, we facilitate exchanges. We make sure that a medium exchange is there, so that if somebody has goods to sell, they can be sold. Yeah. And before they spoil, because goods for sale, they spoil, they go out of fashion, they go bad, moths eat them, mice eat them, cloth gets holes, yeah, fashion goes out, computers get outdated. So if you produce something, you got to sell it. And so it's always necessary that there's medium of exchange, and that's the function of money. And the other things which are on top of it, which are called the secondary functions of money, like store of value, and unit of account. I guess we all know that in Bitcoin space, they're kind of secondary, and they are slightly misunderstood. Store of value essentially used to mean in economic debate and in Austrian economics that you just keep, so to say, an honest exchange rate of what you got your medium of exchange for, and what you get for it once you exchange it back into goods and services, thereby making the real goods exchange complete. So that was the original, or that is the idea. And this has recently, since after 2015, remember I dropped out of Bitcoin in 2015, it's got quite distorted into essentially equating the store of value narrative to that of an appreciating financial asset, where we expect capital gains, which is not, so to say, part of the medium of exchange. If you want appreciating value, try an investment. Yeah, they give people your money to use productively, be it as equity, be it as debt. But other people need to work with it. They need capital to build factories or to buy supplies, to do marketing. Yeah, so they need to work with the money, which is represented by produced goods, to create future value, which you then can buy with your Bitcoin. So that's the story
in that
behind
sense, a sound money is very much more the kind of what's the right way of saying it? The oil that makes the trade function. I absolutely buy Bitcoin for capital growth purposes over and
Hmm.
above anything else.
Yeah,
Yes, the
yeah, yeah,
counterparty risk is significantly lower, in my opinion, to other areas that is significantly higher than people realize.
yeah.
But it's still like the reason I buy Bitcoin predominantly is because I believe it's going to increase in purchasing power. And actually, this is the first time that anyone has taught me that the reason it was described as store of value historically was just to retain value, not necessarily a capital growth play. So that's actually fascinating to me.